What's good, Group43 here, back in today, and today I'm going to be doing one of the most requested videos I have so far, which is how I became a legend painter. And if you go ahead and look at my stats, you see I've got 38,000 downloads on my designs, 1,479 downloads on my vinyls, and really just to go ahead and show you guys, or tell you guys this, becoming a legend painter requires that you get 50,000 total design downloads, likes, and uses. So even if you just get if you get a bunch of uses on your car, those will count as design downloads as well, which is why I was able to hit it at like 34,000, I think is when I actually hit it. But anyway though, let's go ahead and hop on into it. As you guys see on the screen in the very top left, I am a legend painter, and right now I have 121 designs made, 29 tunes, 63 vinyls, and 70 photos. Now the reason I have all those photos though is because all of the pictures that you see on my thumbnails and my videos, usually I actually take those photos from in-game. So, and then I upload them and share them, and I use that image when I'm making my thumbnail. So anyway though, let's go ahead and take a look at another benefit of actually doing this and becoming a legend painter. So I went ahead and I got this started ahead of time, and you guys will know why. For my design reward, for just letting it sit, 203,000 credits. And then we go down here. Again, I think I had a design reward yesterday, 363,000 credits. So in 2 days, I made 500,000 credits off of design downloads. And go ahead and take a quick look, though, at the numbers as well. 1,619 downloads, 726 uses, and 32 likes. Now let's go ahead and up here. Now this was just one time I actually got off, got back on, the game restarted or whatever, and that was just in the period of time where I had been doing some recording, which I think was maybe about half an hour or an hour or so. I don't really quite remember. So this would have actually been added onto here originally if I wouldn't have had my Xbox restarted. But then you go ahead and take a look at these numbers, 885 downloads, 388 uses. So I'm not including likes as they're very, very small, but they do add up. They just do. So how do I make all those credits in a day? Well, let's go ahead and show you guys how I did it. Alright, so let's go ahead and back over here into our studio. That's what I'm going to call this today. I'm going to call this the studio. So what you want to do is you actually want to go ahead and make a design. Now, you might be saying, like, this is easier said than done. What you want to do, though, with your design is you actually want to go ahead and make it something universal. And then save all the layers. Just ignore that. Save all the layers as a vinyl group. That way you can go ahead and throw it on the car at a later time. As you guys see, I've actually got another one that I actually just recently made right here, which is this hexagon pattern. I got some inspiration from another painter. You know, he just had like the hexagon pattern. I went ahead, made something very similar, and then I went ahead and also added all these cool logos to it to make it my own sort of deal. And I've shared it on a couple of different cars so far, but it hasn't really taken off as well as some other designs. But if you scroll all the way down here through a lot of these other vinyl groups that I got, you'll see I've got this one right here. This is my universal design for the Sharpie design, which has pretty much got me to legendary painter status. Now, I will say, this took me countless hours. I can't even remember how many hours it actually took me to make this design, and a lot of tweaking and other things like that to make it as universal as possible. Now, I probably could have made it more universal, but then also, there's a lot of vinyl groups in there that took me another several hours just to make those. So, anyway, let's go ahead and actually show you guys what I mean by universal. So, we're going to go here into apply decals, and I got this Mercedes right here. So, I actually started off on the left side, and there is going to be one small issue that I don't usually fix, so we're not even going to really worry about it today. But as you guys see, if we go ahead and try and get this design set up, it doesn't fit. It just doesn't. Which is why I say this all as a vinyl group, but if we go here to ungroup, I actually have 6 different sections. So what we can do is we can take this one right here, set this up perfectly right there. Yep, there we go. I'm going to make that just a little bit bigger so that it fits that wheel arch. And then we got our other wheel arch over here. And boom goes the dynamite. So there we got that one. And then we go here. Now we're actually going to make this a little bit smaller. We're going to make these a little smaller because they're not quite as big as an Aston Martin. So, because that's what this design was originally designed on, was on the Aston Martin DB11. Now, it's very similar to the first one, but it's actually very different in several other aspects. So, there we go, we got that. And this will get fixed just a little bit more. Yep, there we go. Now, as you guys will actually notice, there's a little bit of a gap right there where you can't really, where I don't really have anything, and that is going to be fixed with this one right here, which I'm just going to go ahead and delete all these. Normally, this is used on arches, although actually I'm actually going to save this one for the top, but there's actually a top layer that I'm going to go ahead and show you guys really quickly too. I'm just going to go ahead and load this on here. When we make this design, ungroup it. Whoops. I accidentally started to save it. Don't need to save it since we already got it. Let me just change up everything. And this is what I mean by universal design. You can put it on any car in the game and it'll work. It just works. Now, there are some cars that it won't tend to work on, or it'll leave extra spaces. This car is actually just a little bit longer than that Aston Martin DB11. But you'll actually notice quite a few different things about it too. So we got that right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and delete that. Come back over here to the left side. And now this is going to go right here. Yes, it will. Now there's a few other tips and tricks that I do. And the first one is I got to put this one underneath this layer. Go ahead and grab myself a white square. Make it a little bit smaller. Here we go. Yep. And this is just going to make it so that it looks like it's going through the arrow here. Yeah. Just a little bit of painting while we're doing this video. And then what we do is we just go ahead and set this one on top of here. Boom. You can't even tell the difference. And then we scroll over here to the right side. Insert all from right to left. Boom. There we go. That looks great. Now what we can do is go ahead and grab this layer here. Top of the hood. Or actually, I think it's actually called top and hood, but I always call it top of the hood when I'm just like sort of just sitting around and doing nothing. And then we just want to go ahead and fill this in right here, this nice little gap. Now it is raining outside actually, so if you guys hear a little bit of thunder, don't like be a little worried or anything like that, because I could just hear it just a little bit just now. So, and then this is going to get just a little bit whiter here. Yep. I'm going to flip this around because it's starting to look a little bit more repetitive. So I'm going to change that up just a little bit. Now, I probably make this look so easy. And to be honest, it kind of is. It kind of is. Now, that's because I have a lot of experience. And once you guys go ahead and get used to this as well, you will probably get or start to think that this is super easy now. Now, what I'm going to do, though, is because this is, we all said that insert all from right to left. I'm going to group this together. Go here onto the left side. Right side, I'm actually going to go ahead and just highlight all layers. Insert all. There we go. It's the same. It didn't do anything, but now we go back here onto the top. And boom, shakalaka. Now we got the other side. However, though, it is backwards, so we got to do a 180. Yes, we do. There we go. That's right there. And then we go here to our rear bumper. And now we load up our rear bumper settings. Now, what I actually did, though, on this design is the rear bumper and the front are actually on the same vinyl layer. So we got this one right here. And now we go to the front. Just bring it down. There we go. Yeah. And that's how you guys go ahead and just make a universal design. It's actually really, really simple to do. So we're actually going to go ahead and just save this to our current car. I'm going to actually upload it later so you guys can go ahead and download it if you guys want the Sharpie design on this Mercedes. So, but now let's go ahead and start talking about how I actually was able to get all those downloads, because I don't get 10,000, I don't have like 1,000 downloads on any one, well, I wouldn't say on any one car. There's probably a couple of designs that I actually have out there that have 1,000 downloads on them total, but they won't actually show up as 1,000 downloads because there's actually a little bit of a trick. And if you come here into my designs, as you guys remember, I had over 100 designs. And that's how I got to be a legendary painter, was having over 100 designs. So we're actually just going to go ahead and share this really quickly. I'm not even going to bother putting it in a category because it'll probably just get reset. But in fact, most people will just look at that initial racing section. A lot of people aren't going to actually go ahead and search for all those other designs, like fantasy and all that sort of stuff. I really like design, so I search in fantasy, I search in sci-fi, I search in cartoon, I search in abstract. And that's where a lot of like the really talented painters like to put their designs, because a lot of the untalented or like very simple designs where people just like, you know, painted the wheels and then painted the car, they just put those ones in the racing section because it's very easy to upload them. But once you go ahead and make these cool designs like this, a lot of people will actually put them there. That way they're archived and a lot of people can easily find them. But a lot of people actually will only search the racing section, and they might not go the entire way down the racing section because there are thousands of designs in just the racing section. So what you can do is you can actually upload your design initially in that racing section, and then you can actually go ahead and do this. You can unshare it. Now, you don't lose your designs, likes, and uses. You can actually then reshare it. So that design is still out there. If somebody has the design and uses it later, you're still going to get 200 credits for it, and you're still going to get it counted. But now you get to reshare that design. And that's just absolutely wild. So, like, you know how I was mentioning that, you know, I don't think any one design actually has 1,000 downloads total? Well, I actually was lying. I think there is one design, and it's probably this one right here, the Maserati, and then I also have the BMW 507. Every time I unshare these and reshare them, I get over 100 downloads. Excuse me, guys. I got a little bit of cough. Allergy season, you know. My God, so much cough. But anyway, though, you guys, it's got 100 downloads right there. This probably in total has 1,000 designs or 1,000 downloads or more. So this actually got me like 135th or probably actually 150th. Now I'm thinking about it with all the uses and likes and downloads and all that sort of stuff, because of how many times I actually unshared it and then reshared it. That's how you do it. You know, if you go ahead and look through all my designs right here, I've got over 100 designs. And what you have to do is, once you make your universal design, you have to put it on like 100 cars. And even if you only get 20 downloads on each car. Now, as you guys... God, this cough is going to be the kill of me. It's going to kill me, guys. Seriously. But once you get all those designs on those 100 cars, then even if you only get 20 design downloads, 100 cars, 20 design downloads, that's 2,000. 2,000 out of 50,000. You only have to do that 25 times. And the more designs that you have, the more downloads you're going to get. Now, of course, there's some cars out there that, you know, are not very popular. Let's find one that wasn't popular for me really quickly. So usually like these 3-star ones, like the Ferrari 599XX. I put this design up here. It's not very popular. It only got 5. It got 2 downloads and 3 uses. Not very popular. Or let's see, what else is there? Oh, those aren't my designs. Those are ones I downloaded. So let's see, is there any more that were like that? Yeah, there's a couple 3 stars. So this Aston Martin, shoot. Why can't I think of it? Vulcan. God, it got 21. Seriously, even only at 3 stars. Or then we got this design right here. Got 5 downloads. No likes or anything like that. Although I actually really like that design, which kind of hurts a little. It hurts me a little bit. Seriously. Or we got the Lycan Hypersport, got 11. But seriously though, that's still adding up. Every time I unshare it and reshare it, I'm getting a little bit of credits and I'm getting a little bit more progress toward my legendary painter status. Anyway though, that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and make sure to hit that like button down below for us, because you guys already know your support is so greatly appreciated. And make sure to subscribe for more videos coming out all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. Bye.